I cannot forget Carcosa, where black stars hang in the heavens, where the shadows of men's thoughts lengthen in the afternoon. When the twin suns sink into the lake of Hali, my mind will bear forever the memory of the pallid mask. I pray God will curse the writer, as the writer has cursed the world with this beautiful, stupendous creation, terrible in its simplicity, irresistible in its truth. A world which now trembles before the King in Yellow.
Hi, everyone. This is Impossible Landscapes, part two of Volume Secret Faces. We rejoin our agents at a diner in Boston, Massachusetts in 2015. And they are conducting some research about various items they found and did a drive-by on the Dorchester house where apparently four agents of Delta Green disappeared. However, there's some questions, and we're looking into a lot of the answers for those questions. So, hi, everybody. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourselves and your characters?
Hi, I'm Ren. I'm playing Agent Marigold.
All right. I'm Matt. I'm playing Agent Mars, sort of a no nonsense sort of guy.
I'm Kaya. I'm playing Agent Ma'am, a PhD bookish older lady.
And I'm John. I am playing Leslie Holmes, Agent MOAT, and he's weird. He knows things he shouldn't know.
Yep, that's gonna continue, I think. I'm Marty. I am the handler for this run of Impossible Landscapes. So, setting the scene, we are, as I mentioned, at a diner, having conversations about various elements of the investigation so far. So, you all please tell me sort of what you're looking at now, and what your plan of attack is for the next step of investigating the Dorchester house and these four missing agents.
So we're sitting in a diner, just staring at these two phones on the table.
I believe so, and I think that Agent Ma'am has a laptop open where she's doing searches on the internet. You all may have your own phones. One thing you certainly do think you need to get done. It's about right now. It's about noon, so essentially, you all just had a little brunch, as you talked about various things last episode. But the key thing I think now is you guys are also thinking about dedicated, untraceable phones. You're kind of using all your own personal electronics right now, and that is not good tradecraft. Because someone might trace all that information and be able to track your location and be able to track what you're searching and all that kind of stuff. So you may want to think about solving to close that loophole today or as soon as you can, as well as looking at all these other bits and pieces that you've been collecting.
Dr. Dallin might be a good source for phones and such, since we know that he's on the inside, and I haven't heard back from my person yet.
Yes, and that's a good point. You contacted your handler essentially from Delta Green, and you're going to be waiting, depending on 12 to 24 hours is usually how long they take to get back to you, because you literally took out a ad in a paper, and that is a highly secure way to sort of put a signal out, and then they'll get in touch with you in a prescribed manner that we can make up. But that's kind of the in process.
We need to learn how to do this contact stuff on the internet, but that's for future us.
So
Why
one
don't,
thing
why-
you do,
why don't
you
we try and give our current handler a call? So we do have a contact number in the sat phone. And right now he's at large. He
you're talking
wasn't
about,
home.
Agent Exeter, aka Elias Barbas, Dr. Elias.
Mhm.
Dr. Elias Barbas, yes.
Yeah.
You did find out a lot about him last time. You looked
Yeah.
into his background. He's a forensics doctorate in forensics investigator
Yeah.
for the state of Massachusetts.
Well, but on like administrative leave or something, right?
Yeah, something went wrong with him 3 months ago.
Right.
Yeah.
And it involved stabbing somebody in the neck with a pencil or a pen or something similar. It's not your typical workplace incident.
State police detective. Yeah. She was
Yep.
not happy about that.
Yeah, any way we can get a hold of him, I would very much like to talk to him.
Okay. So you gonna try use the sat phone. And I guess you found a number in your notes. Correct?
Yep. Yeah. Looking back through, all the notes I took when we first got together. Yeah. He gave us a pound 616. That should reach him.
Right.
Leslie's really, it's kind of torn here. Sorry, Agent Moat is very torn here. He doesn't like the phone itself. Like there's a lot of things about it that as we've researched it, he's very iffy on even using the phone, but his desire to get in contact with Exeter outweighs his caution, and he's like, yeah, let's do whatever it takes.
Okay.
I think it's important that we get these phones before we follow up with more people and have more traces and we do things by the book properly.
Go find burners real quick.
Burners or go talk to Dr. Dallin. Go to the Dorchester house.
Well, let's start with the Exeter. And see what we get from him, if anything.
Okay. So battery indicator looks to be about 2/3 full on the phone. And you dial the star 616 on it. Who's dialing?
I have the phone.
Okay. It rings a couple of times, like a doot 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 doot, and then picks up. And the voice, there's static. It's a staticky connection, but you definitely hear a voice on the phone saying, "Yeah. What is it?"
Agent Mars calling for Agent Exeter.
Agent Exeter. Yes, he's your current target.
I'm sorry.
Have you found Exeter?
We made contact.
You made contact with him.
Yes.
What was the result of that contact?
He seems to be under the impression that he's sending us on an op.
There's a sound in the background. It's like kind of staticky, and you hear what sounds like almost a artillery shell going like in the background. And it said, excuse me, and it hangs up.
Okay, I sign off. All right, that was odd. The person on the other end of the line indicated that Exeter was our target.
Target how?
I don't know. And seemed to be calling from a conflict area.
Yeah,
Does that mean-
you're experienced enough in those kind of places, like unmistakable.
Yeah.
Yeah, like sounds.
Yeah, and Agent Mars looks really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, when you use military terms, Leslie's or Moat's like, what do you mean?
In conflict
area.
zone, conflict area.
Like it's like a family therapist?
No. No, I heard a bomb go off.
Oh.
Incoming missile fire.
Not like a therapist.
Wow.
No.
So,
and that's
but who was
not a
that then?
person I should have been able or that I should have been reaching. Though they did not seem at all surprised to get me on the other end of the line. I think we're in the middle of something here, and there is more unknown than known at this point.
Agent Ma'am grumbles to herself about Delta Green.
Yeah.
The lack of transparency.
right hand, left hand,
Yes.
all true. But I think we need to get to talk to Dr.
Dr.
Callan.
Dallin. Yeah.
Okay. One last.
Because I'm not even confident that these agents are missing at this point.
I'm not confident that Exeter is who he says he is.
Mhm.
So, ma'am, you on your laptop, as I mentioned in the chat, you do have this PDF of a book that was related to searching the web for Seer Inc., which is the name of the company that is stamped on that sat phone.
Hmm.
You found out that Seer, I think Agent MOAT found out in the library where you were earlier before you came to this diner that Seer is a demon in the Ars Goetia with various characteristics. But you found this PDF in your searching about the company, Seer Inc. For some reason, it pops up, this Mental Illness in the Workplace and Beyond by David Greenbrier, published in 1986. And you have like the whole PDF of it there. It was weird because it popped up twice as a sponsored result
A link
on Google. And just flipping through it, it's pretty interesting. Although, like your life lately, kind of odd. It looks like it purports to be an instruction manual, like inside the cover, an instruction manual for dealing with mental illness in a corporate setting. Seer Inc. is the fictional company where we examine all different types of scenarios for education for managers so that they can role play through dealing with mental illness in their employees.
Wow.
And you take a look in there, and just like there's a workbook as part of it. It sort of like has scenarios and then multiple choice. What do you do? Right? And this is just a PDF you're kind of looking through. You immediately pops out at you one of the scenarios. Abigail W., a regional manager for Seer Inc., fails to show up to work for 2 weeks. When she finally arrives, she claims to have traveled to a foreign country to marry a king. But her demeanor is disheveled, and many say she's not herself. Should you report this to mental health services, yes or no? Then it's got a little workbook.
Abigail W.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And then you all have like found out each other's names because you found like a note to the effect of all your names at Exeter's residence, if you remember that. So there's another entry.
Yep.
And it says, Leslie is a hard worker in public relations for Seer Inc. One day, he begins to talk about how his entire life is actually a giant ongoing play being put on by someone unseen, a supernatural entity like a god. His work ethic continues to shine even as he speaks about this conviction more and more. Do you let him continue working? Report him to the Dorchester house for intake? Or C, fire him immediately?
Well, I mean, if he's productive, what difference
Make
does
a sanity check.
Oh, does he bring donuts? That's what we should be
Yeah.
asking.
So yeah, Agent Man, please make a sanity check. And then let me know if you're going to share this with the rest of the group.
Me?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
So roll a d100 and just tell us what the result is, and you can. I think your sanity is 48 at this point.
Pretty low.
I'm a whopping
I got a 44.
39.
44. So you made it. So you don't lose any sanity.
Goodness.
Yeah. Tell me how you react to this and at the table here.
Colleagues, I believe this book has PDF has a lot to do with what's going on. And they seem to reference Abigail as well as Leslie. I'm not sure if you want to read these, because it's sort of tripping my brain
Wait,
out.
my name is in there?
Yes.
Well,
I'll take
you're
a
not
look.
the only person with that name.
That's a pretty
Yes.
common name.
It's a very common name.
So is Abigail W.
That's a little more specific.
There's another one. Ophelia S. is a secretary for Sear Inc., who has become preoccupied with her home renovation. All discussions are about the renovation, and no discussion at work can pass without her referencing the subject. Her manager reports this behavior. And then there's a multiple choice on what to do about her.
So Ophelia was, I think, the wife of the guy on the phone, right? Michael Whitwer.
Yep.
And also shares the name of the other demon that we were researching, Sea-Tree.
Yep.
Okay, I don't like this book.
Do they reference a Karen or anyone else in our, let's see.
Yeah, any Laura's in there?
Laura's or Donald's?
Not that you see. Those are kind of ones that stand out. There are other ones. There's one that says Mark R. is a salesman who handles the northeastern corridor of Sear Inc.'s electronics line. Multiple reports from hotel managers indicate he's carrying a porcelain doll with him everywhere he goes and speaks to it when no one else is present. His work doesn't seem to suffer.
Yeah.
Do you? A, B, C, D.
You
Do
wouldn't even
any
know
of these
what happened, though.
names or scenarios trigger something in my memory?
You know somebody named
Mark.
Rourke.
Rourke.
Mark
Oh,
Rourke.
yeah. Mark Rourke. Yeah, the guy in the bar.
Yeah, in the night floors.
With the bottles.
Yeah. So yeah, as you realize this, make a sand check. Also, you're in it.
I gotta quit asking questions. I gotta quit knowing things. 96 is not gonna get me there, I don't think.
No. So yeah, you're just gonna lose 1 point.
But this confirms, in my mind, that what I've been saying all this time is completely real. Somebody knows what happened to me and where I'm at, and that I'm trying to get back.
Yep. Has to be. You're convinced.
Yes.
We should look at
Do you share that with us?
Greenbrier.
No.
You were all
Greenbrier?
porcelain dolls
Yeah.
to me, so.
Greenbrier is the publisher of this book.
It's written by Greenbrier.
Oh, the author. That's right.
Yeah.
Briar. You just gonna search for that?
Yeah, I have a high search level. 60.
Yeah. So you can roll it. Go ahead. Just roll D100 and see if you get under it.
Let's see. 60 or 56.
56. So pretty good. Pretty high, and yet still under it. You're confident that you should be finding something. I mean, you find a lot of Greenbriers, right? None of them are authors. You look through maybe 20 pages. You optimize your search for authors. Like you don't find the person who wrote this book other than in results for this book. They don't appear to have written anything else. And there's no picture of them. There's no review of this book anywhere. It's all pretty scrubbed, in your opinion?
No little
there
blurb
copyright?
like, Devin Greenbrier was born in California and resides in blah 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 town, or like nothing.
No author's note in the book or in the back cover of the book in the PDF.
Any names reviewing the book?
No. This book seems to be like pretty buried, and if you had to guess, records of it were scrubbed on purpose.
Can you
What
look
about
up
the publishing date?
the publishing company?
Yeah.
Grolier International, looks like.
Grolier.
Oh,
Grolier is a publisher, a real publishing,
I got it.
real publishing company. They exist.
Mhm.
So you find their catalogs. Never published this book.
But it says it came out in 1986.
That's correct.
When was the Dorchester house founded?
Dorchester House was founded, according to our murder board. Oh, the audience can't see. In
Cut in a clip.
1980.
89.
Okay. So either the plans
Yeah,
were in motion early enough to where they were referencing the Dorchester house in this book, or the publishing date is just made up. Because there doesn't seem to be any records of it from Grolier International, right?
0.
Like I said, like it's kind of, you find essentially like digitally forensic evidence that a link has been broken, right? Like, and in a way that you're like, somebody removed that. Like that's not, that's a bit rot, either bit rot and somebody like canceled that server and maybe did it on purpose, or they purposefully
or they hacked it.
broke. Yeah, where these things are and what they're referencing.
Well, all roads seem to be pointing to the Dorchester house. So
Agreed.
Does the book have what is it? Is it a ISBN number? Is that the the number that it's registered?
It does.
Nationally with the I don't remember what that. Come on, book people.
I know what you're talking about, but I don't know.
Agent Ma'am, you should know what I'm fumbling at here.
It's a library.
I do. I just enjoy watching you fumble.
It's the library identification number and the ISBN, and it also works at the Copyright Office.
Yes, Copyright Office. That's what I'm thinking.
Look it up. You look that number up. Nothing. It's blank. There's no entry in the federal databases for it.
There's no entry in the federal database for this. No.
But it was certainly published. I mean, I don't know. You have a PDF. It's not like you have a real copy of it. So.
Okay. Feels like Dorchester House is our next stop. Unless you have other ideas.
Nope, I think we should go there.
Agreed.
I think you mentioned wanting to go get new cell phones.
Sure.
Get
Yeah,
some
we should
burner phones.
probably do that first, but
Just
head right
stop by
over.
the
Not hard to do.
local 7-Eleven or whatever. Right?
Yeah,
Boost.
like right down the street, there's a place you can just grab those. So we'll say that you have set up 4 new phones. They're not smartphones. They're burner flip phones that do not have GPS on them. And you, I assume, will just program the numbers that you all have for those phones into the phone, so you all have each other's number.
I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna
Yep.
take Marigold aside, and while everybody's in the aisle, kind of looking. Just hey, I'm a little light. Could I borrow
Do you
some
want
cash to get?
me to buy your phone for you?
Yeah, I'll pay you back for sure. But
just I got you. I got you. It's obvious I feel very bad for you and your state and condition. Just don't worry about it, okay?
appreciate it. Thank you.
And then I'll flip you 40 as well on top of getting you the phone.
Oh, so yeah, when he sees that, he kind of looks back and doesn't know what to say, and then just embarrassingly goes up to the counter and makes the exchange.
Okay, you guys pay for like a month of service with it, which it doesn't cost all that much. Okay, so now you're set up with those phones. You still do have the other flip phone that has the mark of C-Tree on it, and you said you wrote down the number of.
I think we have 3 numbers. We have C-Tree, Ophelia C-Tree. Is it Ruben or Robin Hardrick? Apparently the boss of Michael Whitwer, potentially his DEA boss.
Yes. So you find, on that, you see basically a few different numbers, right? One of them was calling over and over and over. That seems to be the one from the woman C-Tree, Ophelia C-Tree. And one matches the Dorchester house main line.
Right. That was the last call made.
Yep. And then the other one is let's see. All kinds of alarms here. Sorry. Right. So yeah. Yeah, that was an audio message. Yeah. And then Special Agent Ruben Hardrick from the DEA.
Called asking Whitworth to turn themselves in.
That immediately. That's right.
Should probably turn that phone off.
So there's 24 messages from Ophelia C-Tree looking for Michael Whitwer. And then one phone call from DEA agent Ruben Hardwick.
And we checked, no text messages or anything. It was just voicemails.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, we should turn that phone off.
Yeah.
Like power it down.
Are you going to pull out the battery?
Yes.
SIM card, battery.
Yep.
All of that.
You can do that.
Smash it with a hammer.
Well, we might need it. At
Yeah,
some
I'm not just kidding.
point.
Good thing we don't have a hammer.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, any other investigation of the phones?
No, I'm going to turn the
I
sat
think I'm
phone.
good.
I'm going to power it down as well.
Okay. Yeah, you turn it off and it goes. All right. And that puts us at, call it 2 p.m.
Okay.
A couple hours to look at all that.
I
What's
think
your next
we
step?
should hail a cab and go to the Dorchester house.
Okay. You want to use a cab? You do have one vehicle, I believe.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, we rented
let's
a car. Yeah.
yeah, let's take
Well, we have a rental
Okay.
and I have my car.
Let's let Mars
the
drive.
rental.
Okay.
I mean, I can
You're the
drive.
best driver. Yeah.
Yeah.
Clearly, you're more experienced than the rest of us. So yeah.
Okay. So let's see. The ride from where you weren't too far away, so you just you tooled back over in one car to the Dorchester house. As I mentioned, it's pretty secure facility. It has a gate house, so you pull up to the gatehouse, and a guard is there. It looks like a private security guard, armed, but that reminds me, what are you guys packing in terms of any firearms or weapons? Nothing for MOAT, nothing for man.
I would like to pack some weapons for sure. However, Ren is not as familiar with guns as Agent Marigold would be. So whatever would be kind of a standard issue for a Delta Green agent. Is there a standard issue for a Delta Green agent though? I feel like
If you're a federal agent, you'll have a 9mm pistol of some kind. Ren is a survivalist, so sorry, Ren, your character, Marigold is a survivalist, so she might have any kind of firearm, really. Like from a efficiency standpoint, you might have. It really depends on how armed you want to be. You're paranoid-ish.
I am paranoid. I'm absolutely paranoid.
So
my dad made sure of it.
We can, you probably have a concealed weapons permit for Massachusetts, or New York. Well, let's see. Where were you resident?
I think I was New York, I think.
So New York, Massachusetts. You are probably carrying a concealed license in New York, which may work in Massachusetts, but regardless, you haven't really done any flights or anything like that, right? I believe that you drove everywhere, so that means that you can kind of have whatever you have when you're up at home, essentially in northern New York. So I would say you probably know and have a rifle of some kind, like a 30-06 hunting rifle with a scope. I would say you probably have a handgun, and you probably have a backup gun.
Okay, perfect.
And you probably have a big ass knife.
Definitely a knife, yeah.
So we can say that you have a like 38 caliber sidearm, essentially, that you have a holster for, and then you have a ankle holster with a 22 backup pistol is there for emergencies.
Perfect.
And then probably a K-bar combat knife, which is a military combat knife.
All right. We should be good.
I have a hairpin, 2 hairpins that are very, very sharp and pointy.
Excellent. Sounds good. Also, anybody can have non-lethal stuff like pepper spray, bear spray, like
Oh yeah, I want pepper spray.
Pepper spray.
Bear spray.
Yeah.
So
Just
okay.
write that down.
Just on the keychain,
Yeah.
MOAT, anything like that for you?
I just work on cardio, so I can run
your
away
deadly
from a lot of
hands.
stuff.
Don't worry, I'll protect you, Moat.
Gotta stare and a raised eyebrow. That's what Moat's got going for him.
So Matt, you'll certainly have
I have a Glock 19 and a Ruger LCR ankle gun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And do you have anything that you maybe got on the black market or have just for funsies in the car?
No.
Okay. So let's see.
I mean, I am gainfully employed with an organization that lets me legit carry the weaponry that I have on me, so I don't need any of that other nonsense.
Right. You don't need to compensate for anything.
Nope.
All right. So let's see. Any other equipment? I imagine, Matt, in your car you have a go bag that has flashlights, like first aid kit.
Yeah, flares, flare gun, emergency equipment.
Yeah.
Yep. A pack that's got a little bit of food in it. Yeah.
And then I guess, ma'am, we're gonna say it's your car, or it was or the rental car.
The rental car.
And you guys brought that down from New York, so that's gonna have a bag or a case, I guess, with the rifle. And then probably, Marigold, you will not want to go anywhere without your own go bag, earthquake kit kind of thing, right? Which might even include some camping equipment, as well as first aid and that kind of thing. Okay, so with that in mind, you guys are all driving in one car, or are you gonna take both cars?
It's good to have a backup.
I didn't know we had 2 cars.
We have a rental, and I have my personal vehicle.
Oh, okay. We should take the rental, I guess.
Okay.
Your personal vehicle, like a block away.
Solid plan.
Okay. So you roll up on the Dorchester, and the guards there. They say, "Hello, are you visiting a? What's your business at the Dorchester?"
Matt, I
Oh.
think your character is the most persuasive.
Okay, but this is your car. Are you driving?
No,
Well,
you're
I can just think.
Oh.
Oh, you're having me drive your car. Okay, your rental car. Sounds good. I just hold out the business card, and say um, we're here to see Dr. Dallin.
Okay. That's fine. He's going to be in his office up on the middle, like kind of points. Says like just go on the main entrance there. He's going to be in his office up on the 3rd floor. Just tell the gals at the reception you're here to talk to them, and they'll call up. Go ahead.
Appreciate it.
And there's a camera.
Thanks.
Right. I think I described before, or at least way back. Cameras are on this parking lot. You definitely see cameras all around the perimeter. There's a perimeter of a 10-foot fence with barbed wire, all that kind of stuff. And so you go inside this perimeter.
Quick look at the fence.
Mm-hmm.
Is the barbed wire designed to keep people in or keep people out?
Looks like it's just right on the top. So
Okay.
both. It's
Okay.
not like angled in or angled out.
Okay.
And then
Cool.
the parking lot is sizable. There's a lot of cars here. No real expensive cars. Mostly, sort of mid and low end compacts. Probably 20 or so cars. You would guess. And there's probably another 20 spaces. Just all laid out in front of the entrance. As I mentioned, it's kind of like a small hospital, big E-shaped building. The wings are sort of coming towards you, and then they're connected on all 3 floors from what you can see on the outside, sort of in the back of the E. And you roll up, and so a sign says Dorchester House Mental Health Care, and
Okay. I'm gonna park facing away from the building in a pull-through spot.
Okay. So you'll go make a right and kind of go to a spot that's a little bit away from, right next to the fence.
I mean, close to the building, but I want to pull through so that so nobody can park in front of me.
Okay. So you take up 2 spots like a jerk. Okay.
No. I'm gonna pull through like one so that I'm in a single spot facing out.
So you can just blaze out of there.
Yeah.
And that's fine. There's not any spots like super close, just because they all seem to be taken by staff.
Sure.
You see a few different, a couple of signs. One is reserved for director. One is reserved for head nurse. And those are, have vehicles in them. One of them's, kind of an old Cadillac, and the other one is a, compact sedan. And so you get out of the car. It is, afternoon, summer in Boston, so it's hot. Your kind of cloud cover is scudding over the sun, and this big gray building made of concrete sort of looms over you, and you walk towards the entrance. The entrance is very much like an ER sort of hospital entrance. Got a big sliding door, like most places, government facilities or big buildings. It's got an inner door as well, and that once you get inside, the cool air of air conditioning hits you, and it feels real good. Inside the Dorchester house, you see kind of a industrial sort of hospital looking place. It's all light green walls, painted light green with and some of it's tiled. There's posters of various abstract shapes that are, sort of, healthcare related messages like hang in there, and we strive for excellence and that kind of stuff. The room you right inside is a big waiting room with a few ranks of seats that are all sort of plastic seats from, you would guess the 80s, built in, bolted down to the floor. The floor itself is, sort of black and white mica, checkered with like shiny bits in it, and you see lots of you see a big camera, and then up in front of you is a desk that sort of is on one side, and you can see beyond that a set of doors. The desk and its occupants, or there's one occupant, looks like kind of a nurse's station / reception, and you can see there's a lot of pamphlets and papers on top of it, and behind the station is a gal in a nurse outfit, all basically colored white, with like a little white hat, and she's seems to be working on a computer.
Yep, I'll walk up with the business card in hand, and just set it on the desk.
She says, hey, oh, hello. Oh, I see Dr. Dallon's card. Are you here?
Afternoon. Yes.
All right, let me check. Do you have can I have your name?
I'm Agent Mars.
Agent Mars. Okay. Do you have any ID?
He's expecting us.
Okay. Let me see. And she goes back to her computer and types in something. And says, "Please wait over there. You can have a seat."
Thank you.
She looks like an older lady. She's got black hair. As I said, just wearing a sort of nurse's scrubs and a hat, nurse hat type thing. She has a badge with her name on it, and ID. It looks like her face, like just wearing around her neck. Says, Ulricia Vors is her name. And you guys go sit down. Any other?
I would like to call him on one of our flip phones, burner phones.
Okay. You go ahead. So you sit down and make the call. Let's see. Phone rings. You hear the phone ring behind the desk. And
Hang up.
the gal starts to pick it up, and then you stop, and she's like, "What? Oh, okay." She didn't notice that you were the ones that called, but it seems to be the main desk number. Okay, and there are, as you're sort of looking around the room, there is a corkboard with various, sort of community sort of messages and flyers, things on there. There's a few different looks like meeting groups and that kind of thing here.
What are the meeting groups?
There's a few different ones. Some of them look like they're veterans, meet at the veterans hall, and some of them are like Alcoholics Anonymous or not Narcotics Anonymous. It's kind of like what you'd see for various services in in a hospital that was mental health oriented. You can make an alertness check, and just as you guys are looking around, why don't you all do that?
Okay. So paranoid. It's all gonna go to shit very soon.
It's gonna be fine. What are you talking about?
I got a 46.
Okay. That should be fine for me. I think my alertness was 70.
Okay.
My alertness is 20, and I did not get it.
Okay. You can check that. Or we just make a note that you failed that. When you fail, by the way, as we move through the campaign, you can improve during you can basically check to improve skills as you go. So we'll start to do that at the beginning of next run, where we'll kind of, or not run, but the session, so that we can see you guys improving your skills. Okay.
All right. I got 12 on mine.
Nice.
Okay. So you succeeded.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
I succeeded.
Fail.
50-50.
Okay, so you both see like a flyer for something called Encounter Group. And the reason that you kind of like zone in on that is there is a symbol on that you recognize that is not good.
Not the one for my hand, is it?
No.
No, it's not. Okay.
That is the one that seems to be crawling around
Oh,
on.
that's on the book.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it says the flyer says Encounter Group, no cost. Find the answer to life's questions in a no judgment group environment. 7 to 9 p.m. on Tuesdays, St. Jude's Church, Dorchester. Mass provided. And then like handwritten on it, there's there's a symbol that looks like the yellow sign that you guys have seen before. It's just sitting there, kind of lurking like a crouched animal, ready to just jump into your
Brain.
into your skin and take you over. Or what? It's there, and it says tireless heroes explore, knowing infinite night grants comfort on moonlit endless seas. Oh, what's that? Oh, did you put something up there, Agent Moat? You noticing?
Yeah, but I don't think I saw it, but
No.
but John did. So
John did. So John notices the first letter of each of that little handwritten piece.
Okay. Well, I will very
Maybe in the-
carefully
maybe in the collective unconscious,
take
Leslie
that
just
down.
says those words, and yeah,
Muttering it under his breath.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is it on? It's on a corkboard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna grab a corner of it, take the pin out, and then fold it in half, and then in quarters.
There's like 3 of them. It's like a flyer that you're meant to like grab so you take it with you.
Let's take
okay.
all of them.
Yeah. Let's get them all together.
Good.
Fold them up.
Grabbed them.
Yeah. And stuff
right.
them in a pocket.
The gal says, "Oh, hey, okay. Looks like he's got a hole in his schedule. So if you want to come with me, I'll take you up to his office, and you can have a meeting now." He says he has about 30 minutes. Is that okay?
Perfect.
Okay. This is Nurse Vors is her name. She gets up. She's kind of like wide set, older gal, as I mentioned, and she definitely has a look of a long time bureaucratic mental health care professional, where she is solid. She's not going to take any shit from anybody, because she has seen worse things than anyone has ever seen in a lifetime of, or at least 20 years of care of the mentally ill. So she kind of looked you all over, says, you all are all coming? Okay. Here's your visitor badges, and she kind of gives you guys visitor badges. They're on a necklace. That's just a black
It's like a ribbon lanyard kind of.
Yeah, lanyard.
Okay.
And they say visitor. They have a Dorchester House logo on them, and then a big sort of green block on them, which definitely sets it off from her ID, which has a big red block.
Got it.
Her ID pass.
What's the Dorchester House logo look like?
It's just the text, and it's got a little like home stylized looking house
Uh-huh.
icon. It's
Okay.
pretty. It doesn't.
There's no subtle DG messaging in there.
Not that you can see, although yours
Okay.
are green.
They are green. Yeah. Well,
Okay, so Nurse Vors says, so are you here to visit a patient, or uh, is there anything I can help with as we talk?
we're here in a professional capacity.
Okay,
It's a private matter.
nice. Well, most things we do here are private. It's true, just because this is a healthcare
Then you'll
facility.
understand that we don't really want to discuss it.
All right, be that way. And so she, just like completely passive aggressive. So she marches through the big door. She wands her passes her badge over it's on a little thing. So she passes her badge on an electronic reader, and it opens up the double doors, and you see sort of down the corridor. This is sort of in the middle of the whole like area. You see that like down this way there's sort of a gurney. It's all very clean. Lighting is fluorescent, kind of reflecting off of these green tiles everywhere, and the place is definitely older. You see various maybe a standing oxygen tank and other medical kind of accoutrement here, like a mobile diagnosis or a mobile like workstation for computer with like an extremely old computer on it, and a CRT mounted on it. And she walks down. There's a few doors. Looks like various meeting rooms or patient rooms, obviously, because no one's down here. And then all the way down maybe a little further, there's another what looked like very secure set of doors with windows in them, and you can kind of see like people milling around back there. But first, you get to the elevators, and they're here on the right, two elevators, and they're sort of one sort of a big sort of more like a freight elevator, and one looks like a passenger elevator. So you get to the passenger elevator. She hits the button on it. It's got an indicator on top that says 1, 2, 3, and then B. It's on 1, or it's on 3. It comes down to 1, opens up, and the elevator is stainless steel inside. It's got a camera like sort of mounted in a metal fixture up on the top, and there's a card reader inside on the panel, and again you see 1, 2, 3 B and B as the floors. So she ushers you guys in and swipes her ID on it, and taps the 3, and the elevator closes. She's just kind of sitting there looking at there's like an insert that has like another sort of like a schedule for the times. It says things like no one allowed, level 1, minimum security, various TV times from this hour to this hour, generally during the day, lights out like this time. And then there's like level 2 or floor 2, secure, lights out, like it seems earlier. And then level 3, there's no like TV time or anything like that mentioned. It's just like day hours and night hours, all like kind of ending around 7, like switching over at 7. It seems like that's a shift on across all of the different times or different floors. But you do like kind of pick up that okay, first floor is definitely like kind of the lower security, and then it gets higher and more and tighter as you get up to the 3rd floor. So, there's like insane grinding noise that just starts all of a sudden, like makes you jump out of your skin. Right, and then ends as you finally get up with multiple clonks up on the third floor. She says, "Yeah, sorry about that. It always happens. They can't. They no. We can't get it fixed. They've tried. Very annoying." Muttering under her breath, and she says, "Okay, here we are. It's time to third floor. Everybody out." And the door opens. She kind of puts her arm over the thing. Opens to another corridor. This one has some lines painted onto the sort of walls. So you see a green line, a red line, and a yellow line, and they kind of go both ways. Like they're not really. You kind of look up and down the corridor, which is like third floor, center of the E. You don't know what the colors are for. She says, "Okay, it's over here to the. Just come out here to the left," and she's sort of leading you back, where you came from, essentially, but up on the third floor. That's Dallon's office, right at the end of the corridor there.
Excuse
And,
me, what's
like,
with
Leslie
what's
is-
with the decor? Is these stripes have some sort of meaning?
Oh yeah, these are the red one leads to the women's side, the blue one leads to the men's side, and the yellow one leads to the medical.
As we're
Okay.
kind of standing there, I'm gonna like kind of nudge Moat and then show him the flyer and be like, "Hey, get a load of this." And then I hand him the flyer.
Yellow signs in your face. Okay, that.
Oh, yeah, I'll just as we're walking and like I'm fixated on the pamphlet that she handed me, and like the yellow line is down on the ground as I'm walking and reading it.
Sorry, it's on the wall.
Oh, so yeah, just in my
Yeah, it's on the
periphery.
wall.
Then I'm
Yeah.
following the yellow line as I'm reading the pamphlet. Does anything jump out at me about the pamphlet?
Only that you definitely see that the king comes as the first letters, like your my anagram brain or puzzle solving
just-
brain just instantly sees that.
Oh, cool. Well, why would somebody write that? That's weird. That's such a
Makes no sense.
interesting thing to write. What about that symbol though? I have definitely seen that before, right? Isn't it on me?
Oh yeah, that is the thing that crawled off of the paper into you.
Yeah. Okay. I get itchy.
Yeah, you're definitely itching your bandaged forearm.
All right.
Vor says
Well,
her
I
back,
will-
so she's just like marching along. It takes about a minute. Like it's not a short walk. This place is pretty big, so again, you pass some rooms. Like,
Can we ask her questions?
yeah, if you want.
Do any of your clients talk about the king coming or the yellow plague? And then I like name some of the demons that I don't remember off the top of my head.
Citri or Seer or she says,
Name all those.
"What are you talking?" I don't. Okay, well, that's very odd that you would mention anything like that. What is this part of what you're going to talk to Dr. Dallin about?
Possibly.
She kind of like stops and turns around and gives you a weird look. She's like, "Well, yeah, there are some patients who talk about those things, but I can't tell you who any more than that. What? Why you ask?" She looks like really kind of concerned.
It's relevant to our case.
You want to roll a human on her?
No.
I do. I definitely do.
Okay, go for it.
All right. 42 under 60.
42 under
Not
60.
allowed to use his roll?
Well, no, I'm going
I mean,
to
I'll
tell him what is happening, but you need to sort of play act like
Okay.
yeah.
I
You can
got
roll them.
94 out of 10.
Okay, so you're like she doesn't know what the hell you're talking about. I mean, she's probably has HIPAA concerns about any kind of things happening, so she probably can't tell you anything. So even if she knew something, she's doesn't seem to. Moat, you see her let's see, what does she do? She sort of smile. She has a micro expression that you catch just with your training. Like she has this gleeful smile that is gone in like a microsecond.
with reference to what?
She's something like well, yes, the
Got it.
patients sometimes mention those kind of things.
Oh,
Got it. Yep.
I don't
All
like
right.
that.
But yeah, only Moat catches that. Although I guess yeah, go ahead,
Oh,
Mars, if you want to.
yeah. I mean, I'll whisper over to, ma'am. She definitely knows what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, I'll size her up. Yeah, I make that by 22.
Okay. You rolled a 22 or you make it by
No. I make it by 22.
Okay. So yeah, you see that micro expression.
Yeah.
That's odd.
Yeah.
Like she herself didn't realize she was doing it.
Sure. Yep.
Okay. So you guys reach the office and she knocks and then opens it up. It seems to be open. She just has to swipe. It does have like a reader, but it seems like it's open. And beyond it, you see a very nicely furnished office that looks like it's been lived in for a long time. And so you walk in. She said, and sitting at the let's see, sitting at the desk. It faces east. I'll describe the office first. But Dallon's in there, and you see him, and you walk in. So there's a couch. There's a couple of chairs. They look pretty comfy, overstuffed like leather. Big oak desks, dark stained oak desk with all kinds of stuff on it, including a name tag, Dr. Richard Dallon. And there's a big window behind him that he has kind of open with blinds like pulled up that faces east and has a great view of the river, the Neponset River. The whole place kind of has like that classic English study vibe. It's got wooden floors, beautiful stone fireplace even, and his desk is a wood. It's wooden, kind of French. So it's various like very tall, sort of carved kind of pieces on it all over the place. It seems contrast with how big he is. He seems to be pretty heavy, like probably about 350 pounds kind of guy. He's also probably more than 6 foot. But so he's sitting at this like very nice ornate desk that is relatively thin and reedy compared to how big he is, and he's sitting down in a chair that's also leather overstuffed. There are ceiling height shelves on all the walls, filled with books. Everything from at a glance, it's all mental health related, like a complete run of the American Journal of Psychiatry, or the DSM, big volumes of that, or various.
Do I notice any occult books?
At a quick glance, no, but you can look more carefully in a minute. In one corner of the room, there's a large custom-made glass and velvet display case that has this collection of minerals in it. Just like a really nicely presented small handwritten card geodes and different crystals and different, sort of things, all like really, with custom lights on it, all built into this like sort of beautiful display case. Almost like a curiosity collection, or that, like kind of really nice wood, just set with multiple levels and inbuilt lights. Yeah, so he says, welcome. Oh, thank you so much, Nurse Fours. Thank you for bringing them up. Agent Mars, please come and sit down. I've been looking forward to seeing you. Really glad you're here. And as he talks, I can show you what he looks like. Super friendly guy who is very professional looking, Caucasian, older, gray hair, glasses, Dr. Richard Dallin. So you're here about the missing patients, I know. Can you introduce yourselves? I'd love to. I'm Dr. Dallin. I've been the administrator of this facility for a long time. We can talk freely here. I know. I've been employed by ACEL to make sure that this facility can treat the special cases that Delta Green sometimes, unfortunately, has come up during its operations. And it's very concerning. I mean, we've have these 4 agents or ex-agents who sadly were mentally ill and never recovered. They've all of our interventions and conversation, we just never were able to make a lot of progress with them. But they did have violent outbursts sometimes. They did have they just weren't safe to basically release out into the world or continue their Delta Green duties and operations for the program. So yeah, tell me your name.
If you don't mind, before we get deeper into this discussion, can you tell us who it is that's missing? Make sure we're on the same page here.
Certainly. He reaches down on his desk and like shelf of some papers, and then has like 4 file folders, and he pushes them towards you on the desk and says like, okay, so these are the 4 agents' files for the agent, these poor folks. Yeah, Who, Diasa, Mac, and Plaslid. And then very similar to what you guys found when you did your research. In fact, it matches exactly, just from your memory, like who they were and what they did and all that kind of stuff. All of them were mostly federal agents of various kinds, right? The details of that I can go into if you want, but basically it all matches up.
And do you know a Dr. Barbas?
Dr. Barbas, I do. He has been missing. Unfortunately, something happened to him. It's very concerning.
How long has he been missing, Barbas?
He hasn't been responsive for 3 months or so.
Wait, why do you know him?
He is a forensics we worked with him as a Delta Green friendly. So I mean,
does he know about the program?
I dealt with the people. Barbas dealt with the evidence.
Okay.
I see. And is he familiar with the program?
Yes.
By name? By name.
Oh yes. He was an operative as far as I knew. I mean, I never went on. I'm here. I don't go on. I guess you guys call them nights at the opera or something.
So he's a full-on operative.
Theatrical. From what I understand, yes. I mean, he certainly did need to go out into the field and examine evidence, from what I understand.
What you understand based on who? From him or from somebody else?
Yes, from him, from the missions that I was involved in terms of what these people did, the brief that I got when they came in, and other patients who came in from the operations that damaged their minds.
So have you worked directly with him?
Yes. I mean,
I see.
I know him personally. Yes.
You know him personally.
And he's been missing for 3 months.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
But you were expecting us.
Yes. I was told that.
Who told you to expect us?
There's an email that I got from the program.
Interesting. How long ago?
Well, I mean, the disappearances happened, and what in disappearances happened a few days ago on August 28th. So you guys met with Barbas last night.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Right, and then you decide to go investigate his house, and then you went back to your hotel, and then the next morning you kind of did a bunch of research, and
Yep.
you're doing lunch and that kind of stuff, and now you're finally here at Dorchester House at around 3 or 4 p.m.
So Barbas
Not
is missing, but we met him yesterday.
That's right. Are you going to tell?
No.
This is 4 p.m. on 9/2.
I look around.
This is 4 p.m. on 9/2.
Right now, yes.
Okay, thanks.
And Barbas is the one who commissioned us on this meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And if he sent the email to this guy before he went missing, which was months ago.
No.
Well, that's the question.
Barbas has not contacted Dallin from what.
No, we're learning that Barbas did not contact Dallin. Yeah. Somebody else did. Somebody else in the program contacted him.
Yeah,
told him to expect us.
Delta Green contacted him and told him that you guys were coming.
I have a theory.
Yeah.
Okay.
What if?
Let's talk about this after this theory.
Okay.
It's okay if you want to talk out of character. It's fine. Like yeah, it's we're basically like freeze framing.
Yeah.
On Dallin, like kind of, or maybe Dallin's going like blah 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 blah, and you guys are like, your brains are going a mile a minute. So what's your thought there?
What if Barbas is missing and some demon took over his body, and that's why he has no idea how to be stealth, and his house has all those weird pentagon crazy ass stuff going on.
It's all kinds of crazy stuff, that's for sure.
He was trying to summon demons, we thought, right? I mean, maybe he finally did.
Yeah. And then the demon took over.
That's what he did.
Why would a demon try and get us to be on the hunt?
So, as I remember in the research, when you summon seer, they take form. They don't. You don't invoke and then they possess. They take form of the most attractive person ever beheld by man, or something like that. So I think they would be if it is who you're thinking it is. I think they would be specifically an object of desire if they came into this world.
What about the other demon that was on the phone and on Marigold's arm?
Make a quick
yeah.
So people with let's see, occult wise, you guys are above 60, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so let's see, Dallin's name is right there on the desk. right? He has a little name thing.
Yeah.
It says Richard Foras Dallin. Dr. Richard Foras Dallin. Foras is a demon from the Goetia.
Oh.
Like you just instantly you see that. You
I
haven't
feel
seen it in the
deeply
room.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, you haven't
Yeah.
seen it. So anyway, he's like, so okay, the film speeds up, and we're like, what? And so these 4 agents, they came to the facility and have been here for years, and yet in restraints and everything, disappeared from their rooms. If let's see, we noticed, they were sedated here on the 3rd floor, which is what normal. I mean, everybody takes their meds here because they need to. So 8:11 p.m. patients vanished on the 28th. So 2 days ago. 4 days ago. And they were locked in their rooms, like they always were, generally sedated and under bed restraint. And we knew they were there 6 p.m. Yet at 8:11, we noticed they were gone. And 11 minutes later, we saw the first one. Who we saw was gone, and then we checked, did a bed check, and they were all gone. And so we determined that just those 4 were gone, disappeared from their restraints and everything by 8:22 p.m. And the writing was on the wall of Ho's room.
What did the writing say?
It said something about Abigail, right? Like, so
Abigail Wright has gone to sea, crossed the waves to rescue me. In a ship both tall and fine, she rounds the corner, marking time.
how do you know that?
I saw it.
What do you mean you saw it?
When we were tasked with this mission, our manager, handler, whatever, told us about it.
Okay, I wasn't made aware that any of that information had been released to anybody.
Well, it's
Yeah.
pertinent information. Wouldn't
What are
you
your
agree?
name?
Mars, Moat, Mayhem, Marigold. Can we see these rooms?
So you're a cell.
Yes.
Indeed.
Okay. Well, my instructions are cooperate with cell M, so I guess that's you. Okay. Fine. Yeah. So, like I mentioned, we got these 4 people, been here for years, disappeared. No trace except for this thing, and yes, we can go look at that if you want. Yeah. I mean, anything else you want to know about the disappearance before we?
Well,
Is there anything in their
sure,
pathology
if
that
there's
would
anything
lead
else.
them to lead you to believe that they would leave the premises? Or, I mean, what was their
Well, all of
one
them
of
were.
them is one of them Harry Houdini.
right?
Very funny. No, none of them were Harry Houdini. They, all suffered from PTSD from some experience that they had that they wouldn't tell us about, even though we did try to do psychoanalysis. Over the years, they would just become violent when they got close to talking about it, or would be triggered by things that were unpredictable. Frankly, we couldn't find a pattern.
What
And
types of violence?
what types of violence? Well, I mean, when they first got here, we put them down on the first floor where there's a lot of freedom, but one of them beat someone to death with a TV remote after the TV told him to. So they beat a non-Delta Green agent to death with their TV remote. And so that graduated that guy to that was Who. He graduated up to the 3rd floor immediately after that, where we have our most dangerous patients. And the others had other similar but different behaviors. We just because we know that they were from the same operation, or at least the same group, we made sure we kind of put the others on closer watch, put them on the 2nd floor, and they eventually exhibited the same kind of violent behavior. We had some orderlies injured, and again, the triggers didn't seem to be anything in particular that we could identify.
What methods did you use to? What therapy methods did you use to work with these people?
We tried a lot of things over the
unburden
years,
themselves?
and then just settled on sedation. So pretty much you name it. Although we didn't do electroshock, because they were conversational, responsive, and reasonable until they weren't. So they would just have breaks, psychotic breaks, and it would be triggered by things that were unpredictable. So we had to sedate them and just
What do you
maintain.
think the writing means? What does it mean to you?
I don't know who Abigail Wright is. I don't know who. I mean, this seems to be like.
I mean, it's an evocative piece of poetry. I'm wondering what just what it means to you.
I mean, I'm no poet. I mean, I guess the question is, who is the me here that she's rescuing? If you were going to analyze this, I suppose.
I'm analyzing him while he's analyzing it. Yeah.
I mean, he's making his best guess at it. Like, it's written in blood, so it was important to whoever wrote it. Obviously, they had to get this out for whatever
they had to tell somebody.
Balanced reason. They were hurting themselves to get this message onto the wall. If indeed this blood was Tihu's blood, there's no way from a reasonable standpoint that he could have written it. He was restrained and sedated, like, all the time, and that message was not there at his bed check 2 hours earlier.
And yet, so I wanted to human while I recited the phrase, and then also while he gave me his analysis of it.
Yeah. What is
I got a 41 on my roll, so I've succeeded by 19.
Okay. He is, really worried about this. His emotional state is, he's worried about the patients. He's nervous about you all being here, because that means that if he's, there's definitely a connection in his mind between all the damaged people that washed up in his care from Delta Green and the fact that there's a Delta Green group, like a cell, an operative cell standing in front of him asking him questions. So he's sweating, which, it's kind of is
reasonable. He's on high. Yeah. So corporate's here to audit his performance or whatever, but he hasn't he's not hiding anything in terms of recognition.
It's not like a corp. He's worried you're going to kill him.
Right. Yeah, sure. Okay.
Okay. He is very scared. But he's extremely good. He's just trying to be helpful. But you can tell his animal instinct is fuck. I hope they don't just shoot me in the face right now.
Can you tell us about your name?
My name?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
Doctor? Your birth name? And I say his full name to him back.
Oh yes, that's right. Yeah, that's that's the name my mom and dad gave me. Yep.
And
my whole life.
Come up with this name?
How did they come up with the name? That's an odd question. I don't know. I believe that they wanted to give me some options. Dallin, I believe was my great grandfather's middle name, or my great grandmother's middle name. So it was kind of preserving the lineage there. And then For Us was the I don't know where they got that one. That one was, I guess, just an option to have I could use that as my first name if I wanted. They liked it for some reason. I don't know. And then my family name is Richard Dallin is the family name from my mother's side. And then Richard is, I guess, another one that had a lot of options. Just don't call me Dick.
And what's your father's last name?
My father's
Middle
name?
Yeah.
Was Frankfurt.
Last name?
Dallin as well.
Have you ever gone by your middle name?
No, don't use it much, to be honest.
Great.
Sorry, you're saying your middle name is Frankfurt?
No, sorry. Middle name on the thing says. You're asking him that? No,
Yeah.
it's for us.
Or that's interesting.
Okay.
What is
Yeah, his father's name was Frankfurt.
Got it.
So, okay. So he had you the files. I guess you kind of look through them. They kind of detail this more of the treatment things. They have notes about the conversations. These agents were generally concerned when they were lucid and not sedated. They were concerned that they're in a psychiatric facility. They wanted to get out. They wanted to, be go back to their lives and their families. And unfortunately, they would then break and ramble about things. They don't have a lot of details on what they rambled about, but things like talking about fears of the dark, or these sort of different fear responses that they constantly seem to have.
Do you have any recordings maybe or notes you could share with us?
We do have video of video monitors, that kind of thing, throughout the whole facility. Interviews of these patients. Yes, I think we have records of video of them. If you want to look at that, that's fine. Sorry, what was the other bit that you asked for or asked about?
Did we want to look at the rooms too?
Yes, we get to give you a tour anywhere you want to go. The place is an open book. Happy to show you around wherever you want to go.
Great.
Start with T Howe's room.
Yeah. Oh, hey, just one more thing. Tell us about Agent Whitweir.
Whitweir. I don't know who that is.
You've never spoken to a Michael Whitweir?
No, don't believe so.
That's interesting. Your hospital was the last number he dialed. And he's also
he may have died. Maybe he talked to someone at the front desk? Is he Delta Green or
potentially
federal agent of some family member?
If somebody calls in and they happen to have been an agent on an op or whatever, I mean, what's the protocol if they need your services?
Well, typically they don't, agents don't talk directly to us. We hear from the program and this more administrative side of that. So, a cell is not going to come talk to requests from us. Usually it'll be secure channels that tell us that a person needs help and that we are to either pick them up or they're dropped off.
Fair enough. On the off chance that one of your former patients needed to call in and get a refill on their prescription or something like that. Would you have call records, something like that?
Yep, we do. We have
Right.
a log of all of the communications going in and out, and you can peruse that if you want. We have all that in the security room, which has our digital files and our records for
Let's add that to the tour. Right.
absolutely 100%. Happy to do it. No problem.
And do you have a regular contact with the program?
I do not have a regular contact with them. They are generally, if they have questions about patients, they contact me. Otherwise, I set the, my goals are always the same for any patient, whether they're from Delta Green or not. I want to help them get better and get out of here. And that, we tried everything we could with these four, and for years it didn't work. They would not, they couldn't improve for some reason.
All right. Well, shall we start the tour?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're in Dr. Dallin's office and we're talking to Dr. Dallin. He is happy to do a tour now. If you have no more questions just about him or in general,
I have questions about the pamphlets that we picked up.
Oh yeah, you show that to him?
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. And this was up where?
In the lobby.
Oh, like the cork board. Yeah, a lot of stuff goes up there. Encounter group, huh? Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard of this. St. Jude Church? I mean, that's not too far away. About 3 blocks away.
Do patients come and go to these external events?
No. Our patients here are here. Although they do come and go. The floor 1 patients generally are here for a 5150 or some kind of short-term treatment if they need it. Sometimes they do come in and out, so I can see where they might be given a flyer like this. Although, like I mentioned, I haven't seen this flyer before.
I would restrict any flyers or affiliation with this church.
This group? Is this group known to be
yes
bad group or something?
Yes, I would be heavily wary.
Why? If you don't mind me asking.
They might trigger more psychotic breaks, if you get my drift.
Okay. Why?
It's relevant to Delta Green and the things that Delta Green is monitoring.
Need to know, doctor.
Well, I'm right in. So
let me put it this way. Do you see on the bottom right the handwritten section about the endless sea?
Oh yeah, that seems to be added. That's not part of the original flyer.
Yeah. Notice any similarity to that and the message left in Tea House Room?
Tireless heroes explore knowing infinite nights.
Yeah, you don't read that stuff out loud, but
I guess there's the endless sea part.
Yeah. So these things start to connect to each other. So we're just seeing a connection there, and you should exercise caution.
More caution.
Abigail Wright has gone to sea.
Yeah, and in this case, caution means this group should stop posting here.
All right, I'll make sure just a second. Semenia, can you come in, please? We have a tour. And the door opens and this head nurse looks like she's got kind of the ID around her neck and scrubs, not scrubs, but outfits that the other nurses that you saw are wearing, the hat and everything. Name says Esther Semignia.
What's her name?
Esther Esther. Samignia Samigina. And again, those of you with occult knowledge immediately recognize Samignia as the name of a devil in the Ars Goetia.
How much occult do you need to know this? I just want to know if I should be freaking out or not.
60 plus.
Okay, I don't know any of this.
No.
These are just weird names, that's all.
Yep.
Well
Yeah.
earned foreigners.
So she looks let's see. So Sabignia is a 30 something gal. She looks to be Semitic, so maybe Jewish, maybe Arab.
They look so pleasant, the both of them.
Yeah, so she's wearing those scrubs that are kind of pleasantly, colored. They got a design. She's the head nurse of a psychiatric facility, so she's pretty organized. She got a clipboard, has a friendly demeanor about her, and says, "Hello, I'm. You can call me Nurse Semenia. I can show you around, doctor. Anything else I can do to help?" It's like and Dallin says, "Oh, just they have complete access. Anything they want to see. They're all federal agents. They can see anything and anywhere in the facility. So please, just whatever they want to see, please give them a tour. I need to get back to work here. So Nurse Amelia will take care of you." She holds the door open. Says, "Well, where would you like to go first? Do you want to see the room where Ho disappeared?"
Yes.
Yeah. What are the room numbers? Were they next to each other?
We didn't want to keep them next to each other, so but the room numbers were all 301, 305, 306, and 310. So she'll wait for you all to join her, and then walk down. She's seems a little overweight, but obviously walks around a lot. She's got orthopedic shoes on. As you kind of go down the corridor here, you see there are some stations. They're almost like little closets with a window, and if you've ever seen a psychiatric facility, there it's a key carded door with a shielded lock, and inside it's just a small room with a bulletproof window. It's got a small slot that I guess you probably distribute meds from, and on the inside is a locker with a lot of sort of lockable closet or lockable small containers or things built into the wall, so that that's kind of where meds are kept. She'll say this as they walk. She's like, "Over here is the third floor, zone 1 closet, and then over here is another closet. There's a few of these all built throughout the throughout the floors. It's like, here's the elevators, service elevator, people elevator. Okay, and here's 301. This is where, yeah. Okay, so you all are not going to be shocked by blood or anything like that. Just want to make sure you're not going to get disturbed or anything.
We've been briefed.
Yeah.
We've been briefed.
Okay, great. Yeah, we kept it as it was. So it opens up the door, and inside is a very spare room. There's almost nothing in here except for a bed that's a steel bed that's bolted to the floor, and there are restraints still on it. It's still encircled and cuffed. They aren't open. And let's see. She'll keep talking because she's trying to be helpful. As you go. So okay. So Mr. Who, he came in, he was here, and I think all the timing, like she talks about the timing and matches up with what Dallin already told you.
I'm going to say, you guys have a look around. I have another question for Dr. Dallin. I'll be right back.
Ooh.
Okay.
I'm going to turn and head back down the hallway toward Dallin's office.
So you go into the room, the three of you, and you see his bed. You see a small side table that is likewise bolted to the floor, with lockable drawers, and it's just all steel, with like sort of painted green enamel. There's no pictures on the walls. There's a window, but it's a reinforced armored window. And then you walk in and turn the door, the wall the door is on. There was all this paper stuck on the wall, butcher paper, and on the paper is written that message. And the photo did not capture how big it was. It's shocking how much blood was required to write all of that on the wall. It's almost like a full hand was used to make the letter. It's really big, and it fills the entire wall. Maybe a 10 by 15 foot area. And she says, so yeah, Mr. Who, he's just been here for years, and of course nothing like this has ever happened. These rooms are for the third floor folks. They there's no weapons anywhere, obviously no drugs anywhere, so we don't even let them have belts or shoelaces or anything like that up here. No candy or caffeine on floor 3. We don't let them have cell phones or internet access on 3. Other floors, maybe we'll let people have things, but yeah, up on 3, we pretty much keep it pretty locked down. They only have their patient garb, and no nothing unsupervised happens up here, which is why it's just
your highest floor.
Yes. So
What
yeah,
is
this is we have a basement, and then first, second, third floor.
And we looked at the schematics, and that's accurate.
Yep. And she said, yeah, and it's I think the whole place is 17,000 square feet.
Can I search around the room?
Sure. Make a search roll. So roll D100, and
I'm gonna lean
I got
over
a 3.
to
a 3.
Yeah.
Okay. So you focus on the bed because it's about the only thing there is there. You can ask her to open the drawers, which she'll
Open the doors, please.
Sure. Oh, no problem. She gets a gigantic key ring of keys, and opens them up. The drawers have meds in them. So this would be the apparently Who had he was taking statins, he for heart stuff, or cholesterol, and that's just easy to see at a glance. And then his sedative, which she'll explain the sedative to you. This is something that we would give them so they can sleep, because they generally didn't like being tied down and having to sleep, but this helped them go to bed, get the sleep they needed.
want to lean over to
like lithium.
Sorry, what was that?
And antipsychotic medications, and which we gave to them because they would occasionally have breaks, and we couldn't figure out what caused that.
I want to lean over to Marigold, and while I'm looking at the restraints, ask her, if you were tied up, do you think you could get out of this room?
So as I look around, when he asks me that, does it look like something I would be capable of doing given all my skills and abilities?
Maybe. And you would of course have to not only are you one-handed get out, you'd have to have something in your
Well,
that you palmed to get out of
Okay.
one of the
and
restraints.
as I look up at the text on the wall, I'm like, would you have been willing to use blood as a lubricant to get out?
Not that much blood. I can't even imagine how much blood was used for that.
And I'm looking on the bed, and there's no blood anywhere on there.
No
right?
blood on there, no blood on the restraints, nothing.
Okay.
I was just gonna say you would need to refasten the restraints, like escape from the restraints and then refasten them. Like,
Right.
why would you even do that? But I guess if
Um, Can we look underneath the bed, underneath the mattress, and then like underneath the
Sure.
bed itself?
Yep. Underneath the mattress, it's a steel, webbing of, or just a grid of springs, and that's all well maintained, not rusty or anything. And then underneath the bed is nothing, just the floor, that sort of checkered pattern with the mica.
How does the nurse react to the gore that's on the wall?
She's like doesn't like looking at it. It definitely
Okay.
is disturbing, but she'll kind of avoid looking at it, but then gets
Yeah.
like settled into her like professional like demeanor. And
If
you
she's
guys are looking at it and says, "Yeah, that's a lot of blood that it took to make that. I don't know how that's even possible."
if she's reacting as if she's uncomfortable, I'll ask her, can we step out into the hallway and I can talk to you a little bit while my colleagues take a look at the room?
Of course. Yeah, she's not. I mean, there's nothing in this room that she doesn't know about. I mean, please don't take the medication. Okay. I mean, let's see. And the other drawers are
Well,
empty.
we're professionals.
Yes.
We're professionals.
The other drawers are empty. So there's three drawers. One of them had medication in it. The other two didn't have anything in them. Okay, so let's switch over to Agent Mars. You walk back down to Dallon's office. Just open the
Yeah.
door, knock, or
Neither of the above. I'm gonna listen at the door and see if I can see if he's making any noise. Is he on the phone? Is he doing anything? Is he? Yeah.
make an alertness.
Okay. 18 out of 50. So yeah.
18 out of 50. So you hear the sounds of sort of it seems like there's shuffling, like his chair like it's pushed back, something like that. And then you hear kind of a ching, like the sound of glass, um uh sort of covering being sort of moved up and hitting something and then ringing,
Uh-huh.
and then some, pretty silent, and like kind of humming to himself like tunelessly, and that's the maybe 30 seconds you're listening.
Okay. And then I open the door.
Okay, open the door, and he turns around, and he's got a like one of the covers to his rock collection,
Mm-hmm.
mineral collection rather, and in his hand, and he's sort of like got a little duster that he's like cleaning one of the geodes with. He says, "Oh,
Uh-huh.
excuse me, so there's something else I can help you with, Agent Mars?"
Oh, sorry to interrupt your very busy schedule.
Well, it helps me think. I'm thinking about a diagnosis, and this my collection helps me. Yes,
Sure.
uh,
Sure.
occupy the hands while the mind works.
Yeah.
He puts it down and
So quick question. Well, two questions. Agent Ma'am asked you about your name.
yes.
You're unfamiliar with the meaning of your middle name, which is an unusual name. Never thought to
once
investigate
before.
that, look at it, think about
Well,
it.
it's Latin, is it not? I think.
I haven't a clue.
Yes. Yeah, something like outside or out, something like that.
Hmm. Interesting. Second question. Why are you in charge of this facility?
Well,
You in particular. What did the program see in you, or in what way did this come to be?
Well, back in the founding of this or when we started, I had finished I was administrating under some military hospitals, VA stuff. I had sort of worked my way up to be, administrator of various facilities, and as an ex-military, uh, uh, and my qualifications, they set up the Dorchester house, because they knew even back then that the agents would have problems, and so I've been operating this facility to take care of those agents, and try and help them. It so happens.
What branch did you serve with?
I was Army.
And were you part of the program when you were in the military?
No,
No.
I wasn't part of the program until they offered me this job.
So out of the blue, they offered you this post.
Well, at first it was making a facility to try and build on the work that I'd done with PTSD treatment for military and other kind of operatives. And apparently ACEL thought it was a natural fit for me to try and work with Delta Green agents in particular, since they have a specific challenge with the toxicity of the information that they sometimes are faced with.
Sure. Where did you serve?
I served in Iraq. I was, obviously back on the I was a psychiatrist, staff doctor.
I see. Thank you.
Certainly. Can I help with anything else?
I better get back to the tour.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Sabina is great. She's reliable, friendly.
Yeah. I just turn and walk out.
And okay. Okay. And so he you leave him behind. And rewinding a little bit, MOAT is talking to Nurse Amelia outside. She said,
hallway
"Yes,
when I come
what
out."
is it I can help with?"
Well,
I mean, we have a lot more to go through if you want to see the rest of the facility.
No, it's just that was a pretty shocking scene, and I was just wondering,
In a few ways.
You knew these people on a daily basis, maybe even better than the doctor. Was this out of the ordinary, seeing this? I mean, was there anything that led up
Very out of the ordinary, unprecedented. Nothing like this has ever happened here.
Can you tell me a little bit about this particular patient?
Mr. Ho, well, he was, from what I understand, a federal agent of some kind. He was here because of PTSD, and we were trying to treat it, but he was particularly, it was a random rage disorder of some kind that was a reaction to something he had been through out in the field.
Yeah, I mean that's the clinical diagnosis. That's what's on the chart. I'm asking. I mean, you knew these people on a personal level. I mean, he could probably talk to you about things that he never told anybody, right? You administered
Well,
his
I don't know
medication.
about that. I mean, they would. I mean, he would sing to himself sometimes, and I think that this rhyme on the wall. I mean, I could never really make out what he was. He was just humming. I mean, he would talk a lot with other patients that we have, but they all kind of all kind of mix. I mean, these everybody has supper down or breakfast, lunch, and dinner down in um, the cafeteria every day, and so even though they're sedated, they can talk. Although as he didn't. They weren't always on third floor.
Right.
They definitely mixed with the other patients. So I think that um, yeah. I mean, I think that
Are there any
they were
particular
particularly
patients that they mixed with?
Oh, sorry.
Are there any particular agents or clients of yours that they mixed with?
Yeah, yeah. Um, there's definitely a few. There's oh, and she looks down down the hall actually, and walking down the hall is a patient who he's in scrubs. He's kind of sedated, uh, shuffling. He says, "Yeah, Ed would always talk to them. Ed's been here for a long time too."
Ed, huh?
Yeah. Um, and uh, and Tim, I think is another one. Dorothy, and then maybe uh, I mean not so much. John, another guy named John doesn't talk to anybody, but you kind of see him pass by each other, and it was a little like I'm trained to really recognize if there's an escape attempt or something being planned, that kind of thing. And
Does that kind of thing happen?
I mean, it has happened down on the first floor for sure, because everything's pretty lax there. We let people wear street clothes, like they can, you know, they're not really here for more than a week or two usually, unless they it proves out that they're really having more serious problems and they need to be taken up to the second or even here third floor.
Right.
But yeah, you do see a guy walk down across it's a little bit away, but
That's Ed.
somebody named Ed.
I'll say hi, Ed.
He's kind of far away, so you don't think
Oh,
unless you're like,
I thought he was
hi Ed.
walking by.
Yeah,
No,
he's
no, I thought
good.
he was walking by.
Yeah, he's good, like 15 yards away. He looks like this. All right. And yeah, that's Ed Wist. He's been here for a while too. Um yeah, and then the orderlies will talk to them, and we have a pretty good staff here. Sometimes the orderlies wash out because it's not for everybody. I mean, nobody likes cleaning up adult poop. So
Sure.
that's kind of a pretty normal thing around this kind of place.
And I can't imagine that you like it either. What keeps you coming back every day?
I just I like how we do help some people. Like there have been people who come through here and gotten better and reintegrated, and if I don't do it, who's going to do it?
Did anything on the writing resonate with you at all? Abigail, right? Or being on the sea, rescuing me. You never heard anything like that before?
Well, I think my son knew about this Abigail Wright, I think.
Your son.
Yeah, well, he's an artist. Um yeah. And and so I mentioned um there was a name that was going on at work, and
Yeah.
his ears perked up, and yeah, he told me His name's Henry. Yeah, he said that she was an awesome photographer, like 10, 20, like a long time ago.
That's an amazing coincidence.
Yeah, it's pretty odd that it would be mentioned in something like this, and then Mike's son knows about it.
Yeah, that you work at a place where your son knows somebody's name who was written in blood on a missing person's wall. That's an amazing coincidence. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well,
I think that you know, I mean, how are you going to find these patients? Like, we can't. I don't understand where they went or how they disappeared. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I mean, with the room that you just showed us, and I'm sure if you tell me that the rest of the rooms are going to look pretty similar, they'd almost have to have a key to make it in and out of this place. Somebody would have had to have helped them that was on the inside.
You think someone helped them?
I don't know. Do you think somebody helped them? How else could they get out of the restraints?
Well, we would have it on video, right? I mean, we have this. I mean, she points at the camera, like, little.
And the cameras are on the inside just as much as the locks are. So,
Well, I mean, we could go to the security office. You could talk to the Houston. He was the
Are
orderly.
there cameras everywhere here?
Yeah.
On the top floor?
Yep.
I'd like to see
yeah.
the footage.
Sure.
Oh.
Yes, we can go to the server room and the security room. It's right over there.
And before we leave, and while they're outside, I'm still in the room, and I'd like to kind of try to search for any kind of contraband, like maybe cut through the seams of the mattress, like check the restraints, if there's any clothing left behind, like tear through seams, pockets, look for like little makeshift pockets anywhere, that sort of thing.
Okay. It looks like from what you've seen, people don't wear their own clothes here. They're not wearing street clothes.
Right.
So there's not a closet in here or anything like that with clothes.
Right.
It's just the drawers and the bed. And
so there's no like whatever they wear, scrubs, I don't know what they wear, but whatever they're wearing, there's no clothing left at all. There's nothing.
Down in the room.
And nothing in the mattress or the sheet or anything.
So searching the mattress, just go ahead and roll a search check.
Agent ma'am, would you
roll
me? Yes, roll me, please.
Mm-hmm.
I got it.
I'm not at home. I don't have dice right now.
Oh, yeah, no worries.
I got a 22.
Okay.
Crit fail.
What's your search?
It's 20. It's not very good.
I rolled you a 19.
Okay. Well, let's just say you don't find anything. Or so the it appears to be intact.
Go and
All right.
All right.
Okay. So at this point, I think Mars rolls up or walks up. Everyone except for Marigold is in the room.
Did you get lost?
No. I just had a couple of questions for Dallin. Excuse me, nurse. Could we have the room for a minute?
Sure. I will go check on the station.
Thank you.
She walks down to the station.
Okay.
Maybe 5 yards away. And unlocks it and goes in.
All right. What did we find? Anything?
Well, not much in the room itself other than, I mean, the photo does not do this piece of art justice. However,
yeah. We should get a sample.
Weird connections. Oh, that's a great idea.
And test it and see if we can find out if it belongs to any of the agents or if it belongs to somebody else.
So here's an interesting piece.
Let me ask you something.
Oh, yeah.
You mentioned in the house with the machine in it that there was a closet. How do I put this? There's a closet that should have opened into the hallway, but it didn't open into the hallway, if you take my meaning.
Yeah,
Get some books out of there. There really
talking about
wasn't
the-
space in the house for the books.
Yeah, you're talking about the door.
Yeah, I'm talking about the door. Do any of you smart, spooky people know anything about how that works and how that might work here? Is it-
I rolled a 15
What are we
for a
what are we
cult.
testing?
Nice.
Or cult?
Oh.
And sorry, what was the thing you were investigating or looking at?
I
The
think
door-
you're asking
Yeah,
whether or
I'm
not
asking. Yeah,
there could be a
if there-
similar. Yeah.
Yeah, could there be somehow created a similar door in this room that would let somebody walk out of it into somewhere else?
I mean, occult wise that's really more like quote normal occult, like this Goetia
Yeah.
stuff, like all that kind of, I mean, if magic is real, then
Yeah.
anything's possible. So yes. But how do you do that?
Yeah. Do either of these bookworm people know?
Well, you guys have some unnatural, right? Like very low unnatural scores. So you could roll those.
I do
I
not
mean, I
have
guess I
a
have.
low
I guess I have
unnatural score.
a natural.
Oh, I have none. Mm-mm.
No.
I will make an attempt.
I don't have it.
I mean, you see doors everywhere, so if that showed up here.
Yeah, I have not seen that here. I did not. I failed the roll, but I did not critically fail it.
Okay.
So
So
you don't know how to make one.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and if
I'm seriously looking at you like, dude, what do you think my entire life has been about?
I've been trying.
No, I do not know how to make one. No. Hey, since we're talking about things we've said in the past, Abigail Wright is an important person to you, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it so happens that this Abigail Wright, and I point up to the blood scrawl on the wall,
Mm-hmm.
our friendly nurse, her son knew Abigail Wright, knew of her work, commented that she was a fine photographer.
She was an artist, an art photographer. Is he an
Yeah.
artist?
Was she that well known?
I don't
don't know.
I don't know how well known she was, but I mean, we're a little far from New York, but who knows?
I mean,
a hell of a coincidence.
Seemed like an amazing coincidence.
So as you say coincidence, a note written on paper, it's really old paper, it gets slipped under the door.
Of the room that so we are locked in the asylum room, right?
Yep.
Okay, that's
Locked
awesome.
in.
And it it's made of kind of thick butcher paper, and it hits your shoe. MOAT.
I will reach down and pick it up. Everybody's looking at me because they all saw this too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
A little bit of relief. Got to admit.
What do you got, Mo?
I read it out loud. How did you
Will you
find
open
me?
the door?
I thought you had left. Oh yeah, open the door. Yeah, who's there?
Walking away, you see that guy that she's called Ed. He's walking real fast.
Okay.
Hey, you stop.
He turns a corner.
Run after him. Huff, huff, huff.
I'll follow.
Okay. So yeah, you turn the corner, and he turns, looks like he goes into a room. He's kind of shuffling, so he's not going very fast. But yeah, He kind of like goes into one of the patient rooms.
Follow him.
Are we all gonna go? Are we all
Yeah.
gonna go?
Yeah. I mean, I'm
Yep.
going.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
going.
I'll be right behind you.
Okay. You guys catch sight of Samigia. She's as you go past her station that she's in, like that big, this big bulletproof window with a slot kind of little station, right? She's on the computer. She doesn't seem to notice you guys go by. And yeah, you are in room what, 303. Plain room, metal bolted bed, metal bolted thing, and like sort of staring out the or shuffled right next to the window, like looking out the window and kind of a hunched back to you is this guy with brown hair. Seems to be just kind of there.
Are you Ed?
He doesn't respond.
Well, Ed, my name's Leslie. Can we talk?
Both of you, you guys can all roll a history check.
Got history. 57 under 60 on history.
Got 52 under. Don't know where my thing is.
Who made it?
I made it.
Hi,
Missed it
we rolled it.
I
by
made it too.
2.
I also made it.
Okay.
Ren, I'll roll for you.
Thank you.
Ed Wist.
28.
Ed
Really
Wist.
good
Ed
roll.
Wist. Yeah.
Ed Wist, poor little rich boy murders. You know this guy. You heard of this guy. He was part of a very public murder trial. He shot his father, mother, and sister with a shotgun in 2010 on his 16th birthday. Like billionaire family. And he inherited it all.
Huh.
And you see him reach down and pull out like a little notebook from a back pocket and on his jumpsuit.
Yeah.
And he's like, he opens it up and scribbling with a.
Is the
pencil.
paper that I have from the notes similar to the notebook? Okay, so I'm gonna hold that out to him and kind of say, you sent this, or you gave this to us, Ed.
What does it say?
We found. Oh, it says, I'm sorry. How did you find me? I thought you had left. In any case, they are still here at night. So I'll say that to him while he can hear it. And then I'll say, we found you because we were looking for you, Ed.
Yeah. Yeah. He like just is kind of staring out the window. He says, "Yeah, I wrote that. I wrote that."
Yeah. Well.
Who are they, Ed?
Yeah. I mean, you can find out. listen. I'm just here to help.
Okay.
And he's just like,
Well, we're here to help too. But how can you help us?
Get things. I can get things. I can help.
Like what kind of
kind
thing?
I can get things anywhere, by anybody.
Did you get things for your friends to help them out of here?
No, I can get things in the real world.
What do you mean, real world?
Still like back, to you. He's like scribbling this notebook.
Have you been to the real world, Ed? And like, I'm going at him now.
Okay, you walk up to him.
Have you been to the real world? I'm like getting in his eye line. Have you been to the real world, Ed?
His eye line's like right down into his notebook.
I'll like put my hand over the notebook and pull it down, so like he has to like.
Don't touch it! Don't touch that! He like sits down on the bed. It's like this.
Sorry.
This is my book of reputations. Don't touch this.
No
I can
problem.
make things happen in the real world. So don't touch this.
Okay.
He like takes it and like slides it back in his pocket. Yeah, I'm Ed.
What happens at night?
I mean, people sleep. Lots of things.
You said that they
But that everything happens in the
at
day.
night.
Happens at night.
They come at night.
Well, okay. You want to know? I can tell
Yeah,
you.
I want to know.
I can do all kinds of things. He like really had a big change. Like, like from like real, you know, like no emotion, no, like, you know, now he's like opened up and he's talking. He's kind of like, and he crosses his legs. Okay. Holding court now. Kind of thing. Yeah. Well, you want to know things? I need to know things from you.
Okay.
Ask away.
What do you want to know?
What are your real names?
I told you mine.
No, that's not your real name. Moat? No.
I didn't say Mode. I said Leslie.
Oh, I got that wrong. Scribble, scribble, scribble. What's your last name, Leslie?
Well, I give you, then you give me, right?
Okay. Okay. Quid pro quo. I get it. Yeah. So you want something in the real world? You want something to know something is going on here at the Dorchester?
Have you been to the real world?
Oh yeah. Of course. I have a whole thing in the real world. Like I have a lot of money. So I can do lots of things in the real world.
Okay.
So I guess your question is, what's going on here at the Dorchester house? Why did old Howe and the rest of them?
Yeah.
Well, they're still here.
At night?
He looks out the window. Looks at he doesn't have a watch, but he looks at his wrist. I mean, there's only really one way to find out, but they're still here. And you know, I can take it to him if you want. And he's like,
Yeah,
laughing, like he's inside, like he's just super amused by something.
you can take us to the real world. That's what you're saying.
Well, no, I mean, you don't want to. I mean, if you want to go back to the real world, just walk out right now.
Moat, he doesn't see that as the real world. For him, this is the real world. Ask your question a different way.
Don't talk about what I know and what I don't. What's your name?
Marigold.
That's not your real name.
Aaron.
Okay. He like has the book now. He's like writing. How about you? Call yourself Mars. It's not God of War.
It's a family name. I didn't pick it, man.
It's not your real name, man.
Oh, okay. Believe that all you want. So are you trying to tell us that the 4 people who are missing are here at night and you can take us to them?
I'm telling you, they're here right now. Can I take it to them? That's a big ask. That's kind of.
Well, that's a yes or no question. That's not a big ask.
That's like a.
I'm not asking
really
will
charged
you.
with
I'm
that kind of
asking
stuff.
can you?
I don't know. You probably should talk to Bale.
Bail.
I'll hook you up with him. He knows more about the stuff that I think that you guys are into.
Do you
Is he another resident?
Oh yeah. He's been here longer than me. Tim.
can you take us to Abigail?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes she's here, I guess. Definitely only at night. Sometimes she's like walking around with like that little clockwork thing, and
Awkward.
various boyfriends.
So I'll glance over to Mars just to get a reaction or see what you're thinking.
Yeah, he's pretty stone-faced at the moment.
Let's meet your friend.
Yeah, Tim.
Well, it's almost dinner time. We should just go down, have dinner.
Or your friend joins you for
Yeah.
dinner?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I said your friend joins you for dinner?
Oh yeah, we all eat down there. I mean, of course, the third floor, you know, up here on the up here on the third floor, we get, you know, we get watched pretty close. Don't want to like get a spork misplaced or some bullshit. I mean, I could buy literally a billion sporks if I wanted to.
Can you bring them here?
Yeah, I've been known to be able to move things around.
Well,
For,
I could eat.
but it's quid pro quo.
Yeah. What's on the menu today?
Oh, you know, I think it's probably what is it? I think it's pizza night.
Okay.
Cool. How about you, ma'am? That's good. But
Thank
real
you.
name? Real world name.
Maybe we'll get more information out of you and you'll get mine.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we got half and half here, and that means I'm not going to give you everything. So okay. He gets up and
Well,
goes back to
it
his
seems like you've already given us everything you could.
he's like back to his sort of shuffly
Damn it.
self and kind of pushes past you. If anyone's, I mean, you could like restrain him if you wanted, but he's just kind of slowly.
No, if he's going to lead us to Tim, let's go talk to Tim.
Okay.
And pizza.
So he comes out and orderly says, "There you are, Ed." So this orderly is a let's see, is got name tag, says Bryce, Brice. He looks like this. It's like, what are you doing, Ed? It's time for dinner. You're gonna miss dinner. I know you can have your people bring whatever you want.
I'm gonna step in front
Who
of.
are you people?
I'm gonna step in front of Bryce.
Yeah.
In like a protective capacity of Ed.
Yeah.
And put my hand on him and say, "Hey, we were talking to our friend Ed. So
Who the hell are
down.
you people? And what's good? Oh, I'm getting the signal from Nurse Nurse Saminia. What are these? Who are these people? She's like, don't worry, they're here. Sorry, I got distracted. They're here, guests of Dallin. They're inspecting the facility, so we need it. Anything they want, we cooperate. It's fine. He's like, oh, okay, sorry. And then you notice he has the orderly is, you know, wearing kind of like all whites. He has a something slung on his back, like a half a backpack, or it's a gym bag. He says, okay, well, I lost, you know, Ed somehow got away from me, so I'm just gonna get him down to dinner. Is that all right?
let's all go to dinner."
Great, perfect. Ed,
Yeah, we heard it's pizza night.
Ed's like, you know, fucking Rain Man shuffling. And you guys get to the elevator. MOAT, you hear something whispering. Something whispering.
Oh yeah.
You don't know where it's coming from.
Is it back the way we came or ahead of us?
It's something
Maybe.
like you know, I can't wait for the pepperoni pizza. It's just, it's like a clear stage whisper in your ear. You have no idea where it's coming from.
Yeah, and I'll like lean. I'm gonna look at Marigold or Laura, and be like, yeah, me neither. Because I'm
What?
assuming it came from you. I'm gonna say, yeah, the pizza.
Yeah, no,
yeah,
and then you say that to me, and I say, what?
Nothing. I'm just very hungry.
Okay, so
Yeah,
you all
me too.
pile into the passenger elevator, and it's like 7 people in this elevator, which is just about capacity. It's pretty uncomfortable. I mean, Ed does not smell good. He smells, like a combination of Listerine and BO. And the orderly, kind of squishes up against the wall, and something like crackles in the bag, and he gets like, oh, it like adjusts to like he pushes into you, Moat, to like make more room, and then Smigila's just up front going like, hey, cool, bing, okay, we're going down the first floor to eat, and the camera sort of takes a look at it looks like it's from an angle that's kind of hard to see, but then as the elevator lowers, you realize that this camera angle is from the inside of the bag, and that's the end of this episode. Thanks, everybody.
Tense.
I don't like that at all.
I don't either.
Yeah.
That's not good. That's not going to be good.
There's so many not good things. It's wonderful. Okay, well, thanks, guys. I know this one was kind of a subtle episode, but I really appreciate you rolling with it.
Great.
Yes. Oh yeah. We're pretty much done. So we'll pick it up next time. Thanks everybody for checking out Impossible Landscapes, and we will see you all next time.